This is a clip from a couple of years ago, like, I don't know, 2016 or something. And this is like, so you're wondering like where all of this stuff is coming from. Right?
I don't. I told you. It's Larry fucking Fink.
So, I mean, yeah. So this guy's going to ask a question of Larry Fink.
Of BlackRock.
Of BlackRock.
The guy that cleaned up after the 2008 crash. We needed a guy to put, to help go through all those bad mortgages and clean it all up. He did such a great job. They put him in charge of the world.
So listen to this question.
Change, though. I mean, Larry, BlackRock has really been in the forefront of the ESG movement within corporate governance and a real lead.
The ESG. Now, Kurt, remind me, what is ESG?
Environmental social governance. Remember how mad people were in 2008? We need change, and it's certainly not going to be these Wall Street assholes, but what we'll do is top down force these things that don't really make sense under the guise of it's progressive, and meanwhile not do any of the shit, like the oil.
So
that's
they're
not going to be handled.
So they're not going to give you health care. They're not going to give you a living wage. They're not going to fix the homelessness problem or even the bridges that people are sleeping
You
on.
can have a drag queen story hour.
Or you can have a drag queen and so you
diversity.
So that's what this is, right? What is it?
ESG. Everyone, all these major companies.
What does it stand for?
Environmental social governance. Helping the environment, great job. Social, again, great job. And also, I guess they own the government.
So, and then there's DEI, which is diversity, equity, and inclusion.
Now, equity sounds like equality, doesn't it? But it's not.
It's not.
Yeah.
Equity is not equality. It is a different thing.
It's got a little weasel thing. So
I don't know about that, but I just know it's not equality.
So all the college dipshits that would never be able to take power with their unpopular ideas, these corporations got smart and co-opted them. That's how you got your Robin DiAngelos.
So that's what. So all this is. So just keep in mind, these white guys are doing all this in lieu of actually helping you economically. So while they crush the world economically, they're doing it with lots more inclusion of gays and blacks and browns, and
they're going to find other diverse psychopaths.
That's right. They're going to find They're going to find diverse psychopaths to help. That's exactly right.
And they're not going to. By the way, this is to get around democracy. They'll explain it to you, stakeholder capitalism. The whole point is it's hard when people get to have a say, but we can just force them.
So watch this. So this is a very I find this fascinating. Maybe you don't. Let's watch.
Change, though. I mean, Larry, BlackRock has really been in the forefront of the ESG movement within corporate governance and a real leader. And yet change is so slow. So what is, and Ken as well, how do you force change when it is so incremental and so gradual? How do you do something more?
How do you force change? How do you force more people to become what? Like
take your pick of all the things that you've seen weirdly forced.
So here we go. Here's his answer.
Radical. Have you thought about that? Has the board of American Express thought about more radical things we could do to enhance diversity and inclusion?
Because it has to be imbued in the culture of a firm. It has to be talked about. It has to be shown. Behaviors across the entire firm in every region have to be similar. And every citizen of the firm has to understand what is acceptable behaviors and what are unacceptable behaviors.
Change, though. I mean,
so they're just going. So this is a corporation, evil personified, are now going to moralize to people on their behavior and how they're supposed to think.
Well,
that's what this is.
They lend money. So if you need a line of credit, because it takes a while for the money coming, they have to get a line of credit, and so that's your woke FICA is your ESG score. So Bud Light, because they caved to the pressure of people were mad at that, they got their ESG score lower.
Yes.
So that hurts them. And if you don't, and also it's partially to control you when you're not working until you're always on the clock. Everybody has to reflect the company they work at all day, every day, at home, wherever you are. And that's how people get fired for personal shit that should not even come up in their job.
So let me play it one more time. And
change, though. I mean, Larry, BlackRock has really been in the forefront of the ESG movement within corporate governance and
the reason why they would be on the forefront of that is because it's a distraction from the horrible shit and the raping of the planet that they're doing. So they go, look, we're doing ESG and DEI, and we've got all people of color raping the planet. Isn't that nicer?
The reason on the forefront is they invented it. Larry Fink invented it. That's why they're on the forefront of the thing they made and inflicted.
So while you're raping the planet and screwing over everybody economically, you can present yourself as a moral person or a moral company because you got this good ESG DEI score.
And you can point at all these people that
Yeah.
aren't following the ESG.
And that, yeah,
It's a fake thing that
it's a
they get to
fake,
control.
this is all bullshit.
Yeah, that's
Okay.
what.
So let's watch this one more time.
Leader, and yet change is so slow. So what is, and Ken as well, how do you force change when it is so incremental and so gradual? How do you do something more radical? Have you thought about that? Has the board of American Express thought about more radical things we could do to enhance diversity and inclusion?
So let me just summarize his question. So his question is, hey, how do we get companies to understand that by adding a few more people of color to their boards and hiring a few more minority executives, that will deflect charges of racism, sexism, etc., without having to actually do anything substantive about racism and sexism, etc.? That's the question.
Well, it's not a real question. Him going, Larry, you've always been great. It's obviously a shill, and Larry wants to be asked this goddamn question.
So
But it's not just equality. And I looked up people trying to bunk this, and they're like, but he was just talking about diversity.
So wait, I'll read that. Read that.
Yeah.
So here we go.
Because it has to be imbued in the culture of a firm. It has to be talked about. It has to be shown. Behaviors across the entire firm in every region have to be similar. And every citizen of the firm has to understand what is acceptable behaviors and what are unacceptable behaviors.
Change, though.
Yeah.
I mean,
So what he's saying.
Larry,
So what he's saying is, so his answer to that question is, it's about a major shift in corporate thinking to truly believe that individuals who come from traditionally marginalized and oppressed communities can still be reliable managers of a corrupt, elitist system that enriches the few at the expense of the many.
It could probably be even better than what you had before.
That's
The
what
promise of middle management,
That's right.
Patrice used to say. That's exactly what that is.
the promise of middle management.
Yeah, Patrice, that's
So now-
exactly.
So BlackRock actually responded to this video clip, right?
Yeah, it was a Fox article.
So that was in a Fox article, and they responded to it. Here's what BlackRock said. They said, this nearly 6-year-old clip misconstruing Larry's words about BlackRock's own approach to its employees has been circulating for years on social media and is often taken out of context. As a fiduciary, BlackRock's actions serve one purpose: maximizing long-term financial value for our clients. BlackRock said, as an employer, BlackRock seeks to hire employees from a wide range of backgrounds and perspectives because we believe this diversity is critical to delivering for our clients in a rapidly changing world. So,
Well, that calms my fears.
yeah, we just got them all wrong there, Kurt. Larry isn't going to force ESG on you, just on his own company.
Right.
Then they will force ESG on their clients.
Right.
So then they force ESG on you.
Yeah, right.
Oh,
I noticed over the last 6 years, it's been apparent.
6 years ago. So I guess now we know he's been talking about everyone because that's exactly what's been happening the last 6 years. And now Bud Light is dead.
You happy? You killed Bud Light.
Killed Bud Light.
Not the flavor of Bud Light. ESG. Did
So
it.
this is where all this, it's all complete distraction. Again, let's remember, in France, they've been rioting in the streets for months. They don't tell you that in the United States. They've been rioting in the streets for months because they raised the retirement age 2 years from 62 to 64. They already raised it to 67 in the United States. Not only does nobody even know about it, they're protesting Bud Light.
Uniquely American.
This is all designed to distract us.
Well, every time you hear about woke, understand it's a corporate brand.
It is. It's coming from corporations now.
It's a BlackRock thing and not a black thing.
Yes, it started as a black thing, and now it's a BlackRock thing. It's been completely co-opted, and it's used to oppress you. Hey, everybody, only $10 to go see my new stand-up special, COVID Lies Are Funny, at jimmydore.com, and come see us do a live show. We're going to be in Cohoes, New York, Hartford, Connecticut, Bakersfield, California, Baltimore, San Francisco, Huntington Beach, Rosemont, and Chicago, Las Vegas, Salt Lake City, and more. We're going to be in New York, Stamford, Connecticut, Pottstown, Pennsylvania, San Diego, everywhere. Go to jimmydore.com for a link for all our tickets.